His knuckles split my lip before I could finish the sentence. The metallic taste flooded my mouth, my ears ringing. Mom didn't flinch. She leaned against the doorway, arms folded, and smirked. That's what you get for being useless. Dad shook his hand like I'd hurt him. Maybe now you'll learn to keep that gutter mouth shut. I wiped the blood from my chin, looked him dead in the eyes, and smiled. They thought they'd won. It wasn't always like this. When I was 10, Dad taught me how to ride a bike. He ran alongside me until I was steady, his voice loud with pride. Mom packed my lunches with sticky notes that said, "Love you." But things change, slowly, then all at once. By the time I was 15, praise turned to orders. Orders turned to insults. Insults turned to fists. My report cards stopped mattering. My dreams stopped mattering. And in this house, pain became a form of punctuation. The breaking point came on a Tuesday night. I'd overheard them talking in the kitchen. Not arguing, plotting. My college fund, the one I'd worked 3 summer jobs for, was gone, drained, used to pay off Dad's gambling debt and fund Mom's new business. I stood in the dark hallway, listening, not breathing. "That kid will live here rent-free until they're 30, Mom said, her tone light. "Might as well put the money to use." Dad laughed. "They're too soft to ever leave." They didn't know I was there. They didn't know that in that moment, something inside me stopped breaking and started sharpening. I didn't scream. I didn't confront them. Instead, I got quiet. I started documenting, recording Dad's rants, taking photos of bruises, keeping copies of every threatening text they sent me when I wasn't home fast enough. I learned to store evidence where they couldn't find it. Cloud backups, hidden drives, a second phone under a loose floorboard. Then I went further. I combed through their emails when they left their laptops open, bank statements, loan applications. The business Mom bragged about was fraudulent on 3 fronts. Dad's gambling debts were tied to some very impatient people. I didn't just want them gone. I wanted them ruined. The first move was subtle, an anonymous tip to the bank about suspicious withdrawals. Another to the tax office about Mom's undeclared income. I timed it so both investigations started weeks apart, slow enough they wouldn't connect the dots. Next, I found one of the people Dad owed money to. I didn't threaten, didn't beg. I simply accidentally forwarded them proof that Dad had just bought a new TV while ignoring their calls. I knew exactly what that would trigger. Then came the social piece. Screenshots of their texts to me, mocking, cruel, leaked to extended family under a fake number. The image of the perfect couple began to crack. The night it all collapsed, I was sitting at the kitchen table, eating cereal, calm. The front door slammed open. A man I didn't recognize stepped inside, shouting Dad's name. Mom's phone rang non-stop. Another call from the bank. Another from a federal investigator. I didn't move. I just watched. Dad's face drained. Mom started crying, voice pitching high like she could talk her way out of reality. When the man left, promising to be back for what's owed, I finally spoke. "You know, I used to think you were unstoppable." They both froze. But turns out, all it takes is a little push, and you do the rest yourselves. Mom's eyes narrowed. "What did you do?" I stood, rinsed my bowl. I kept the receipts. 2 weeks later, they were gone. Dad disappeared to work things out with his creditors. Mom's business was shut down pending fraud charges. Their house, my prison, was seized to cover debts. I was 18, free, and holding enough evidence to make sure neither of them could crawl back. People ask me if I miss having parents. I tell them the truth. I miss the idea of them. But the reality? The reality was fists and laughter when I bled. And the reality now is, I walked away. They didn't. Because when you've been someone's punching bag your whole life, the sweetest revenge is making sure they never throw another punch.